Hi everyone and welcome to this week's video. My name is Tara and today I'm going to be telling you about a lesson I once learned while working at a clothing store. And that lesson was that you really never know what's going on in someone's head. You never know what someone is going through. And I know we all know the lesson, know the sayings, don't judge someone until you've walked a mile in their shoes. You never know what's going on in someone's head, or everybody's got a story that can break your heart. And that last one is from a song, and you better know what song it is. So yeah, everyone knows that, but people are very judgmental. It's just in our nature, I think. Some people are very judgmental and it affects their lives in a very negative way. But then there's other people who they are judgmental, but they recognize it and they don't allow it to affect them in any way. They still make snap judgments on a regular basis. We all do it. We don't all do it all the time, but it happens. For instance, if you're out at a grocery store and you see someone who is wearing pajamas that don't fit right, they have their hair all messy, maybe if it's a woman, they're wearing makeup that they clearly wore yesterday and slept in, and the first thing you think is, wow, that person is sloppy, or that person's a slob. Maybe they have stains on the pajamas, who knows? So that's where our minds automatically go, and it's really a quick snap judgment, and then we go on about our day. And it doesn't affect the other person in any way, but it's still a snap judgment that we make, and unless we're consciously asking ourselves, well, no, there's other reasons this person could be looking this way, we're just going to stick with that snap judgment and go about our lives. But unless we're consciously thinking about it, you're not going to consider the fact that maybe this person is a sleep-deprived new parent who just is wearing pajamas for the sake of being covered so they could run out and get something they desperately needed last minute. Maybe this person just had a house fire. Really, the possibilities are endless, and there's no way to know what is going on with anyone unless we are involved in their life somehow. So today I'm going to tell you the story about the day I really learned this lesson. It happened many years ago when I was still living in my hometown and I was working at a clothing store. I'm not going to name the store. It was a store that sold fancier clothing, shoes, accessories, some more work attire and a little bit of casual, but mostly it was the fancy stuff that people came for. I was the only salesperson on the floor that morning. There was someone visiting from head office who was doing some rearranging of the store, which happened occasionally. And when head office is there, we always had to sort of be a little more kind of aggressive. I hate it. But we'd have to be a lot more engaging with customers, sort of follow the script. And it was very stressful. So in walks this woman. I'm still the only one there. There's no other customers. So I really could give this woman all of my attention. But she walked in and I did my usual greeting where I just said hello and smiled. I wasn't the type to pounce on customers the moment they walked in. I'm really not an aggressive salesy person. Personally, I find it less effective and I'm really not good at it. And I found being pleasant and friendly to work a lot better. And luckily in this moment, the head office person was in the back room. So I just said hello, and this woman just kept walking in her direction, didn't even look at me, didn't acknowledge me. And I'm just gonna jump to the side here and have a little side lesson for you all. Salespeople are humans. We have feelings, and we're not gonna get you if you say hi back, you know? Just say hello back, okay? I know some people are pushy and I get it, but they aren't all. And even the pushy ones have feelings too, and just acknowledge our existence if we greet you. Like, I've never understood that. People are so rude. But anyway, that's besides the point. So the woman walked past me and went to the shoes. I decided, since, she clearly didn't want to talk to me and had some major resting bitch face, I gave her a few minutes. And then I went back after a little while because we only had display shoes out and you had to ask if you wanted to try on a size. So I went over just to see, like, do you want to try on a size? Didn't look at me. She just said no and kept looking at her shoes and picking them up. So basically I just said to her, okay, well, let me know if you do want to try anything on. I can grab something from the back for you anytime. And I just decided to leave her alone because at this point I made a decision about her. This woman is a bitch. That was my judgment of her. And even though it's quite possible, had I met her 1 week earlier, I'd probably think she was just a lovely, wonderful, friendly person. I don't know. But I was judging her on what I had seen so far. And even though it was just a small bit of time with her, that's where my brain went. It was just, okay, this one's a bitch. There are a lot of them out there, whatever. And like, my opinion of her is not going to affect her in any way. It's not like I'm going to follow her around and tell everyone she knows that she's a bitch. I'm just a salesperson, so it really doesn't affect her in any way. But it was still a really unfair judgment for me to make, and I'm going to get to why that is. So a short while after she left the store, it was a really slow morning. I don't think anyone came in for the next little while, so I was sort of helping the head office person. And then the same woman came back in, and I figured she probably looked around at other stores in the mall and decided whatever shoes she was interested in here were the best ones. Which I'm gonna say happened a lot. That mall that I worked at didn't have a lot of variety for shoes, and price compared to quality, ours were actually pretty good in comparison to what was available there. So I actually had a feeling she'd be back, just based on customer trends in the past. So she comes back and I said hello to her again like normal. Even though I had this opinion of her that she's a bitch, I was still going to treat her with respect and with kindness because that's how I am. I'm not going to be mean to someone, especially in a customer service position. It's sort of something you're just used to and you have to be nice to everyone. But in general, I like to treat everyone with kindness because I do believe that you get what you put out there. So I said hello. She did say hi back, but still a very like, hi, whatever kind of attitude. And I went back to her right away because I figured, all right, she's back. She clearly wants to actually try on a shoe this time. So I asked her, do you want to try on a shoe? She handed me one and said, yeah, I want to try this one on. She still had a tone. So I was like, well, she's still clearly in a pissy mood, but okay. Went and got her the shoes, and at this point I thought I'm gonna try and just talk to her, mainly because the head office lady who was there kept on asking me to the side, why offer this to her? Why don't you try showing her some jewelry if she's also looking at shoes, or ask her about what her dress looks like if she has a dress. And this is another little side ramble I have. And this is also why I'm not mentioning the name of the head office, although I think this can count for most head offices of clothing stores or sales places in general. Head office people have really lost touch with how the stores work. You have to read body language. The same script that you give your salespeople doesn't work on every person. And people who have been working in your stores, they know what they're doing, especially if they have good sales, which, not to toot my own horn, but most weeks I did have in the top 2 best sales. Not gonna lie. And that was because of my approach of not hounding people. So yeah, if you're in head office and you're going to be hassling your salespeople, just remember they spend a lot more time with customers than you do. So yeah. Anyway, to appease this head office person, I thought, all right, I'm going to see if I can just get this woman to talk a bit. And one thing that always worked was ask them if they had an event coming up, which is the reason they're buying the shoes. Because sometimes that'll get them to say, oh yeah, I'm going to a birthday party and it's going to be like this and blah, blah, blah. And they get chatting, especially if it's their own birthday party. So I asked, are you buying the shoes for anything special coming up? And that's when it happened. She told me she needed the shoes for her fiance's funeral. So, was not expecting that. That hit me like a ton of bricks. I was almost speechless. I could not believe, first of all, how tragic that is. And just your fiance, it's just not someone that you hear about people losing. I've dealt with many people shopping for funeral outfits or accessories before, and it's always a much more chill, somber experience than if someone's buying something to wear to a wedding. I'm a lot less bubbly and stuff with them. So right away I thought, well, no wonder this woman is not in a happy mood. I was just so stunned because I really, especially at that time, could not imagine how she must be feeling. She's buying shoes for an outfit she never expected to wear anytime soon. She was looking forward to starting a life with this person. She loved this person with all her heart. And so many of her dreams were just killed when this person died. And I just, I couldn't imagine it. And it definitely gave me insight into why she was acting the way that she was acting. And this is why I said, had I met her a week before, things might have been different, because she wouldn't have suffered such a tragic loss at that time. She was beginning a new life with this person, and when she lost them, she lost not just this person, but a dream of how her life was going to turn out. She lost the beautiful wedding that she was excited to have. She lost the future children they might have had together, the house they would have bought together. And no one would have known that that was going on in her head had she not told me. And if she hadn't told me, I would have gone on about my day, would have gone home and told people about this bitchy customer I had. Meanwhile, she is going through something so much worse, and it's not fair of me to be calling her a bitch to people who don't even know her. Not that it would affect her in any way, but it's still just not fair. And I just felt really horrible for thinking this about her. So I think about this woman often. Sometimes when I'm thinking about someone and I'm making a snap judgment about them, or sometimes if my husband will say something about someone we see and makes a bit of a snap judgment about them, I will try and think, well, hold on, what else could have caused them to do this or behave this way or look this way? Because things aren't always as they seem, and there's so much more going on in other people's lives. And we always sort of forget that there are millions and billions of different lives, different stories going on right now that have nothing to do with you. And your life, your story, is not known to everyone else around you. And I'd hate to think what other people are thinking of me when I'm having a bad day. If I have been up all night and seem a little grumpy when I go to Walmart or something. That being said, COVID-19, I have not been to Walmart in weeks. But yeah, so I often think about this woman. I think about the lessons she taught me, and I really wonder how life turned out for her. Did she stay single? Did she find love again? Did she get married? Did she have children? I'll never know. We're still strangers. She probably doesn't even think about me or that time that she bought shoes for this horrible day. And she'll never know the impact she had on some random salesperson's life, but she taught me a very valuable lesson, and I want to thank her for that. I want to tell her I'm so sorry for her loss, and I just really hope she did end up having a wonderful life. So that was my story about why you really should never make snap judgments about people. At least try. Consciously remind yourself there's a lot more going on in every person's life than you realize. This is a bit more of a somber theme or topic for a video, but it's a story I just really wanted to share. And that is it for me now. I will see you guys next week. I hope you're all staying safe, staying indoors, holding it together, trying to keep sane. It's hard. It's really hard. I've been having a really rough time, but my husband and my daughter have been really helping me through. If you live alone, I'm so sorry. I couldn't imagine, but friends, family, they're a phone call away. Reach out to whoever you need to, whenever you need to. It's a really tough time, and this is especially a time where we should not be making snap judgments about other people. This is a time where we need compassion and kindness for each other, and realize that some people have hardships that you've never thought of or experienced. And we're all going to get through this together. Next week, I think I'm going to be telling you guys all about my 5 favorite YouTubers. I did write a blog post about that, although I have a few people to add to it, so it might be a bit of a longer list than 5. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, and until next week, I will see you guys later. Bye!